I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh,
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They
don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. Independent. I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Gucci got large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Good morning, Leroy.
Good morning.
How are things?
Good.
The arm's doing good. You do any rehab today?
I did it this morning, doing different movements. A little pain. First time I've had pain since surgery.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah. But other than that, coming right along. I'll be out of this next Tuesday.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
Brittney, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How is everything today?
Good. I'm just in mourning because I know tomorrow's traffic's going to be awful.
Oh, yeah. School starts tomorrow for Dade.
So I enjoyed my last morning of running a little bit later than I probably should.
Yeah, you probably should get the jump on that
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to be a doozy tomorrow. It's going to be a doozy tomorrow for school being back in Miami-Dade County. Broward and Palm Beach have been going all week, but it's not really. There was a little accident on the Palm Beach earlier this morning, but it's always the same place where it gets really bogged down. So yes, that will be back. That will be back. As Timbo Slice says, JFig has no chance now. He's right. He's right. Headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVW.com. And last night, Miami Marlins get themselves a 2-0 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yori Perez, 7 shutout innings. Pete Fairbanks gets the save. Yori Ruiz, he had a solo shot to the moon off Paul Skene's. Then Paul Skenes was a big baby and resorted to thuggery and hit him the next time up there.
I tell you what, Paul Skenes was like, how dare him hit my high cheese almost 400 feet, right? Because, I mean, I watch these hard throwers, and when they go up in the zone, nobody really keeps up with them. But Skenes ain't throwing that heat that he was throwing last year.
People are saying Skenes might be cooked. He might be cooked. He doesn't have that same
he didn't
juice
hit
anymore.
100. He hasn't hit 100 at all. He's throwing 95 to 97.
Not the same guy.
Yep.
In fact, it was Yuri last night who was the one touching 100 by the time his start was over. He was he was gassing up the radar gun yesterday. And yeah, people have been noticing it all season with Skenes is that he doesn't have the same juice. He doesn't have the same velocity on his fastball. I mean, like, look, he could just be toasted and burnt out and he just needs his, run of the mill Tommy John surgery. It's about that time. So,
yeah,
it's possible that that's just the point. You become this phenom giant and eventually everybody's arm just burns out because that's what the sport does to arms. They burn them out. Nobody pitches anymore. They make you go out there like a machine and just pop the gun nonstop. And look what happens. A guy who looks like he's going to be one of the game's greats, now is
he's built like Josh Allen.
He's a moose.
Yeah, but the problem is, I think with pitching, and I know nothing about pitching, so I'm just going with common sense thinking here. Growing up, we had guys who were pitchers of the baseball. They worked the corners. They threw a lot of, almost junk ballers were the guys who had more success, not necessarily guys who threw cheese.
Yeah, I mean, there were still guys who threw cheese. Bob Gibson, Nolan Ryan, Roger Clemens.
But they were few and far between, right? Most of the guys, and I think of Atlanta, I mean, they had one guy who could throw over 90, 95. Everybody else, they were pitchers.
Well, two guys. I mean, they Glavine and Maddox were elite with their location, and then Smoltz was the gunner, and he ended up getting Tommy John becoming a closer for a little bit. It was one of the more famous turns of a Hall of Fame pitcher.
But are we losing that art?
It's not an art anymore. There is no art to it. It's
nothing but cheese.
Everything that these players are geared to do is throw as hard as possible, as many pitches as possible, and we'll just get you out when it's time to get you out and put in another 100-mile-an-hour thrower. That's what the game has become. Right. It's become rarer and rarer for a guy. That's why Sandy was such a marvel. Is like he was a guy who still throws hard, but he's not looking to just blow everybody away.
In fact,
and I think one of the
strike a lot of people out. Most times, he just caused everybody to hit the ball poorly.
Which is what makes him next to Yuri such a great tandem, is that you can learn from this guy, and that's really been the switch on Yuri's for his season is going to that
other pitches
more. But yeah, I just think that every one of these guys, they get to a certain point and they all blow out their arm. I mean, the Marlins tried to do this with Yuri. They tried to go out there and they're like, hey, we're going to be really limited. He came up his rookie year and he was dealing immediately. And they're like, all right, we're going to put him down in the minors. And he still got hurt because arms aren't built to throw that hard, that many pitches. And the thing what you're saying is like guys still threw hard. Like, I don't know if anybody throws as hard as they do now, but relatively to what it was, but you would dial it up. Like, I don't think guys were coming in and throwing, cheese, except for one man who couldn't be stopped. And you want to know who that was, Brittney?
Brad Penny.
Bingo! Because they don't make him like Brad Penny anymore. They do not make him like not everybody can just hum it every pitch after pitch after pitch, but they don't make him like Brad Penny anymore. They just don't. Like Paul Skene, they tried to make him like Brad Penny, but he's just not like Brad Penny, because if he was like Brad Penny, he'd still be out there.
But I look at pitchers throwing hard like how the NFL treated the running backs. Right? Like there's just something that gets into the sport, and eventually they're going to take a step back, and we say we have to teach these guys how to be pitchers and not throwers. But it's baseball's own fault, because the first thing they talk about is his velocity. They don't talk about his ability to pitch.
Yeah, I think it's funny because baseball, one of the things that I think a lot of people have been turned off by, but as the sport has quote unquote gotten smarter, it's actually gotten dumber, because the players have become less unique and what makes them special. And so everybody because they want to just match everything up, style
exit
for
velo,
style. And everybody's the same. Every player is the same now. And
which is why who's the guy who left here can't get a damn job because he don't hit home runs, but he bats damn near 400.
Arise, yeah. He can get a job, but he can't get a long-term job.
Right. Like, there used to be a lot of those guys in baseball. Like, could Tony Gwynn play baseball now?
Probably not.
That's crazy.
Probably not. Probably they would say, nah, he could play, but he'd probably be just like, he'd be bouncing around year to year for somebody who needs
What
that
about
in their
Ichiro?
Lineup. I think Ichiro could probably play because of how good he was defensively. Like the other thing with Arise, the other thing with Arise is he stinks defensively. He doesn't have a position.
No, I got it, but I'm just saying, like I try not to, and this is in football also, because we've had this argument about running backs, since we've done the show, and I say people complain about I can get a running back anywhere. That's because they don't have one. Soon as they get one, they don't feel that way, but. Like, I don't want to seem like I'm old in the way the game used to be played or whatever, but to me, it seems like there was more skill being a pitcher and being able to pick your spots and whatever, other than just throwing 5 pitches over 100 miles an hour and the guy's swinging at 2 bad ones.
Yeah. Everybody's become velocity. Well, I'm not going to use the word because it's not appropriate. Kids could be listening, even though
Oh no, you're okay with that when Leroy was talking about Spiderman.
Well, I mean, you said Spiderman went into his hoe phase. So yesterday, your final score was 2-0. Here was the call last night on WQAM. Here was the long ball from Ruiz to get the things going.
In 12 years, Esteri Ruiz, high fly ball, deep to left field, back onto the warning track goes Reynolds looking up, it's gone. Esteri Ruiz tees off on Paul Skene.
Forget about it.
His 6th home run of the season. There will be no shutout. The Marlins lead 1-0.
So he'd do that, and then his next at bat, Paul Skene's definitely hit him on purpose, and that was
my favorite part was, whoo, like look at the pretty ball.
Yeah, I mean he tattooed that ball.
He hit that in our area,
and then Ruiz would get hit. And then he'd steal a base, and then he'd score on an infield hit. So a complete karma run on Paul Skene, who only went 5 innings yesterday. Took him out after 65 pitches.
Yeah.
And, everybody is looking and being like, could be cooked. Could be cooked.
I don't know. That is like, it's weird how that goes. And then keep in mind that a lot of these guys are getting paid that giant contract. And it's almost like once they get that giant contract, they're not as careful with them.
Yeah, that's probably part of it, but it's definitely something they got to deal with for sure. The Dolphins are going to have a joint practice today. They get going, I think, in about 15 minutes.
Good.
The big news today is from Jeff Hafley on Zach Sealer. This is what he had to say on his defensive lineman.
Notice Zach Sealer wasn't participating at Monday drills. What's his status? Will he be back?
Zach will be out today. Unfortunately, he won't be able to practice. And that I would say that will be week to week.
Okay. Not awesome.
It's fine. And I say that from this perspective. There's certain guys you need to see, you need to, get them acclimated to what you're trying to do. But then there's other guys where your sole goal is to get them ready for the season because you know that those are the things you don't have to worry about. And I would say I would rather Zach Sealer going into the season 100% or as close to 100% healthy as possible versus trying to get him through this and having him start the season with a nagging injury. Plus, you don't have to worry about him with the young guys if he's not practicing, right? He still can be a leader to the young guys that he's playing next to.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a guy who needs preseason. I think the thing is he's always been very durable in his career, except when people poke him in the eye. But, it's never great. It's not like he said it was a minor injury. He just goes week to week, and I get a little nervous with the vagueness of that.
That's it'll be a few days. It's okay. Like I'm not, huh?
Wouldn't that be day to day?
Not necessarily, because a bunch of days is a week.
No, that's what, because then you would just say day to day. If you're going to go week to week, that connotes to me multiple weeks or at least a week and a half.
It could also be we're going to sit him out this week because we're going against another team. We have a preseason game, and we'll see how he is next week. But we're going to give him 4 or 5 days off. It could be that. So that's why he said week to week.
Weather update. That's brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Beat the storm. Schedule your free roof and window estimate today. Call 954-968-8155. What do we got, old weather jinx?
You know what? I was not feeling a lot of love in the chat. Like, holy smokes, you guys
told you not to say anything, and then you said it, and look what happened.
Crystal ball.
Tough.
Hurricane Cristobal.
Tough.
So it is mostly sunny. We got a light breeze, 5, maybe 5 miles an hour. Not enough clouds for me to see which direction the wind is going, but I'm going to stay consistent with it coming out of the east southeast. And right now it's probably about 85 degrees.
All right. He's a golfer. Oh, we got some breaking NBA news here. The Lakers are being sold to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger for a record-breaking price of over $12 billion, according to Ramona Shelburne.
Isn't that the Disney guy?
He did run Disney. Yeah, I don't know if he still
Yeah,
does.
and Kushner is the guy with Trump?
I think Jared Kushner is his son-in-law, right? I don't know who Josh Kushner is, but I don't know if he's the same Kushner or not. But I thought that he was the thing that's a bit surprising about this is I thought that he was I thought the Lakers were already sold. I thought they got sold to the
I thought they got sold
to the Dodgers guy.
Right.
But he's getting investigated, so maybe he didn't have the money or something, or they may have
maybe he had to back out of it.
Yeah, it says a bit of a stunning turn. They pivoted to make an aggressive offer to buy the Lakers from Mark Walter, who had purchased controlling interest in the team from the Buss family last year.
Wow, so he sold it in a year. Maybe he needed that Munyon, baby.
Yeah, dude. All right, so
well,
there you go.
He paid $10 billion, so he made $2 billion in 6 months.
$2 billion, yeah, not too bad.
Wow.
I don't know how much money he's got. How much the government is coming after on him. But there you go. The little bit of NBA news here. We also got a oh, bless you. A note from Anthony Chang. NBA Prime announces that the Heat will take on the Knicks in an NBA Cup group stage game on November 27th at 7:00, and that is at Madison Square Garden. Full schedule will be out tomorrow. We'll take a break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live.
Just to clarify, Josh Kushner is the younger brother of Jared Kushner, Leroy. Big wig in technology with OpenAI.
I was starting to think, I don't know if you know how families work.
Go ahead again, say that.
I didn't think you understood how families work to say I think it was his son-in-law with the same last name sounded weird.
What?
You said something about his son-in-law or something like that.
I said that I know that Jared Kushner, you asked if Josh Kushner was tied to Trump. I said I know that his brother is Trump's son-in-law, or I knew that Jared Kushner was Trump's son-in-law.
Oh, Trump's. Okay. I
didn't know that Josh Kushner was related, but he is. He's his younger brother. They live down here, actually, and actually bought a stake in the Miami Heat last year. So I wonder if he has to sell that. He had he had like a less than 5% ownership of the Heat. He used to own a piece of the Grizzlies, and I don't know if you can own multiple teams at once in the same sport, so he probably has to sell that, I would guess. But if you guys are just tuning in, he and Bob Iger bought the Lakers for $12 billion because the old owner is in financial issues, and they came to him with a huge offer to make his money back, and then some. So that's what's happening there. But just for clarity's sake on everything, for accuracy's sake. So new owner of the Lakers on that one. Meanwhile, the Dolphins will get underway with joint practice soon enough, and we will see what happens with the Commanders and the Dolphins. They just tweeted out a picture of the Commanders of the Paul brothers together, Patrick Paul and Chris Paul, their guard, not the famous point guard who played for the Clippers all those years. Chris Paul is the older brother of Patrick Paul, so they are getting set to square off, although Patrick Paul much bigger, even though not older.
It's got to be tough growing up when you're one size and then your baby brother's a giant.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that'll be part of it today. That'll be fun. By the way, I just saw Brittney. I don't know if you're invested in this like you were last year, but you see Xavier Restrepo having a big week of camp with the Titans.
I actually have not seen that.
Yeah, he had a couple of touchdowns yesterday in the joint practice. Cam Ward's still his favorite target, apparently. And so he's trying to make a push to make their roster, which he was on the practice squad last year. I think he got activated for a couple of games.
Yeah, he got activated towards the end of the year when Cam had no one to throw the ball to. And
this year they drafted Carnell Tate, who's going to probably be his go-to guy, obviously, with that team. But he's apparently had a nice week, so hopefully Restrepo, the Canes all-time leading receiver, can make his way onto the Titans roster this time around. But he had 5 catches and 2 touchdowns yesterday in the Titans joint practice with the 49ers. So
I don't know what to make. What do you make of the 49ers? Because we all just put them as one of the better teams.
Tough division.
They're never healthy, and they haven't really been playing well the last couple of years. So at what point do they lose that automatic bid, you would say?
I mean, they're the 3rd best team at best in that division already, right? Like, no, you don't think the Seahawks and the Rams are going to be worse than them? So, I mean,
well,
it is an uphill battle already for them.
Here's the difference between the Rams and the Seahawks. The Seahawks are very young and just won a Super Bowl, right? The Rams are just very good, but are older. So I don't know what has a chance of maybe, not working out the way they plan. The Rams have always, ever since they've gotten this setup going, they've made all the right moves at all the right times to challenge for a championship for the last few years. I don't know if Seattle's going to be able to maintain it, but that's only because they're young. If they keep doing it, why are we not talking about Seattle more than we talking about the Rams?
Well, I think people thought by the end of last year, the Rams were the better team, overall. Even though Seattle finished with a better record. It was a stacked division. You had 3 teams that won at least 12 games. It was almost the North of the year before that. So I think that's part of it. Like San Francisco still has a good season, even though you think they're always dead. People are obviously terrified of that electrical substation that, looms over their practice field. And why does it look so scary? Every time they take pictures of it, it's like, you just see like like, oh my God, it's looming.
I mean, it only started looming when we started talking about it on a daily basis, right?
And everybody just keeps getting hurt.
Yeah.
It just never stops. It never stops. And yet, they're saying Kittle could beat science and come back from the Achilles.
He'll come back.
Maybe he's trying to reverse Uno card the substation and get a win and try and beat it out. So, I don't know. I still think that, if I had to pick one of those teams to represent the NFC, I'd still think that I'd go with either Los Angeles or Seattle. Especially, I mean, whatever the hell LA is going to get from Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald, they're going to add to the fold. Woo. Although it sounds like they're going to lose Puka Nacua not only from injury but suspension. So
yeah, he's got some off the field knuckleheadism going.
Yeah, he's port behavior.
Yep.
So they got that to worry about too going into this year. So I don't know.
I mean, you think there's any other team that thinks, oh, we can find another Puka? Because they've had a stud wide receiver for the last 7 years.
I mean, they brought in Adams, right? So you'll see what he's got left on the bone there. I mean, honestly, if they did lose Puka Nacua, knowing Sean McVay, he'll probably revitalize Keenan Allen, bringing.
But that's what I'm saying. They found a stud wide receiver for the last 7 years.
Yeah,
right
Cup.
before Puka got there.
Cooper Kupp went to Tete's wedding. He was bragging about it to Sam Darnold on Hard Knocks. I didn't watch this week though. I haven't seen that. I saw Mitch Johnson was on the episode, the Spurs coach, but I haven't watched all of episode 2 of Hard Knocks. Episode 1 was pretty solid. Pretty solid. I don't think they've done Super Bowl champs many times on Hard Knocks, so I enjoyed it. It was a fun time. I like that they did the FaceTime with Mike McDonald and his kid just to make it seem like he's not obsessed with football. Because that was a thing last year where he says he barely sees his kids. So they're like, oh, let's get a FaceTime scene in here. Now he's not with the kid personally. He's like, beat it, kid. I gotta just FaceTime. I gotta scheme up some defense. But Papa, I love you. Yeah. Hit the bricks. All right. I got Stafford coming up.
Yeah.
Gotta worry about that. So man, crazy, man. Schmeathan says it's such a fake wedding. Kupp said he barely knew Kelsey. That was crazy to me. He's like, I thought I was getting pranked. He didn't think that he was a guy. He didn't think that he was worthy of going to the Kelsey wedding. So, but they invited over 1,000 people.
Yeah, 1,000 people. Man.
We'll take a break. Back after this. Yep.
The Tobin and
Everybody, it is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. We'll take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Coming up next hour, we have found him, our guy, Christos Tsaltas. Is going to join the program. Our favorite reporter, NBA reporter from Greece. He is covering basketball there for Atletico. So Atletico.gr, I guess that's a Greek website. Anyway, he's going to join us coming up next hour. Excited to talk to Christos. There is an update, by the way. The Greek team came out and they said that the Miami Heat did not block Giannis from playing in the World Cup qualifiers. That this is strictly a national team precaution. That the Heat are always very supportive of their players playing internationally. So they just they threw cold water on that. So it is more of a Giannis, kind of like Luka, just being focused on the season coming up, and that's that.
It's a big season for him, right?
It is a big season.
Like the last couple of seasons haven't gone so well, and there's some questions and stuff like that, and it's kind of one of those situations where, look, you want to be ready to go for this NBA season. You want to be able to play more games than you've played, in the past couple of years, and you're with a new team. So I can understand that.
He yesterday said that he saw Giannis yesterday was doing some things in Europe. I think it was for PlayStation. And he was like excited to finally be back on Christmas. He's like, he told the NBA, about time that I'm back on Christmas. So he's excited to be back on. I think he last got to play in 2023, and he's like, we're winning. I was like, oh, I love this. I love this from Giannis. He's throwing out guarantees willy-nilly. I'm all for it. What's wrong, dude? Are you good? Are you good. You sure?
Yeah.
What are you, lost in some Twitter or something like that? That was very odd.
No. I said what I like. Yeah, I think it's a personal choice. We tell stories all the time. I don't know
what you're talking about. Personal choice. What the hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Giannis. And what happened?
Can you put the squeaking, just the squeaking of him not knowing what we were talking about? Can you just put that at the end of show montage? Yes. Of just the I definitely don't know what Tobin was talking about.
Yeah.
Squeak.
That's the last thing I was talking about.
Well, that's not the last thing that Tobin was talking about.
I wasn't discussing him making a personal choice anymore about playing. I was just saying he's throwing out guarantees and I love it. And they were just looking at it.
I mean,
and then you were just no. We just saw this. You definitely weren't listening, and then you just gave me the squeaks.
I was, and I'm like, yeah, that all has to do with the fact that he hasn't played well the last couple of years or hasn't played enough games. He wants to come in. And
but that's not what I was talking about anymore. That's not what I was talking about anymore.
I heard everything you said, by the way. No, I heard the whole thing.
You heard about what do you think that Tobin was talking about?
Let's just move on.
What I think he was talking about?
Because I don't understand how you let him get away with what he said if you were actually listening. That's why I was shocked.
That's why I know you weren't listening. Because a typical Leroy would be furious with what I said.
Well, because once you start, listen, I'm gonna tell you what I do. We talk about a topic, and then we keep going, and then I kind of all right, we got it. I've made my statements. I thought you were still talking about Giannis not playing. The last couple of years.
I know what you thought I was talking about because you weren't listening. That's why I know.
And the bad thing about it was I wasn't doing anything else.
So you just zoned out, and squeaked on the chair.
Yeah,
your chair didn't help you in this matter either because it's very loud and squeaky. I
don't know why it is.
Anyway, want to let you guys know in this, we got a great giveaway here today to let you guys win some tickets to Stars and Strings, which is coming to the Hard Rock Live, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. Intangibles.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys want to win tickets, you guys can text the word guitar to 20357. Guitar. GUITAR, guitar to 20357. and you're entered into the contest. You guys can see Lee Bryce, Kane Brown, Brantley Gilbert, Brandon Lake, and Steven Wilson Jr. So if you guys want to win those tickets, text the word guitar to 20357. And if you want more information, go to WQM.com. It's a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Don't text and drive.
Can I claim Kane Brown?
Absolutely.
Okay. So it's not all intangibles.
Yeah.
You keep saying intangibles.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Not.
I just think that he's outnumbered by Brandon Lake and Brantley Gilbert.
So it's like Eminem at a rap. It's like Eminem so he's like Eminem at a rap battle.
Yeah. The Dolphins are getting underway with this, but by the way, speaking of this and things that'll pique everybody's interest basketball wise, what's going on with these Warriors? All right, so the Warriors yesterday, Mike Dunleavy spoke to the media about Steph Curry and the state of their team. They've done nothing. I mean, they've done nothing. No. They're kind of stuck right now because they have Jimmy Butler. He is hurt, and so they're kind of just waiting for him to come back. They had to pay Draymond Green $30 million. You think there was any part of the Warriors that was just like, man, he opted out, sucker, and we should just like an Anthony Carter situation where they're just like, oh well.
I think so many times in all of our careers, right? Our value is much greater than team's value. And I can't think of another team that would want him. So him opting out thinking he could go somewhere else and get more, although he did make it sound like he opted out to give them an opportunity to get LeBron.
Oh, I know why he opted out, but I'm just saying, like, once they don't get LeBron, do you think there's any part of the Warriors that's just like, sucker, and they just like move on?
If it can happen to D Wade, it can happen to Draymond. Okay,
it would have been an interesting thing to see, but they said yes. This was Mike Dunleavy. He said on Steph Curry and his future, because Steph could be a free agent. Now he could also sign for $1 gazillion in I think 2 weeks for a 2-year extension. But he said, quote, ultimately it's his call, his decision, whether he wants to allow his contract to run out and move on. Look, if he comes to me and he wants to be moved, Joe Lacob and I will have to talk it through. We wouldn't love it, but he's earned the right to do what he wants. But as far as the messaging or any idea that he'd be anywhere else, that's not a thing that we're looking at or he's looking at. Very interesting.
No.
Very interesting. Why put that out there? Why just even say, oh, yeah, I mean, if he wanted to ask out, we would totally let him go. It's a very interesting thing to just throw out there all of a sudden. Kicking him out the door.
Well, so the best way for them to go about this is to not sign Draymond and trade Steph.
If they wanted to rebuild. Well, they've already re-signed Draymond for the year.
Oh, okay.
They've already re-signed, which is why I'm just like, why? 27 million.
They signed him for 27 million?
27.7, I think. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So like I at some point in time, do you have to wonder that Steph looks over and says, again with this guy?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. If you are Steph Curry, like Mike Dunleavy just putting that out there, like they're doing the thing where they're like, hey, we're going to let the guy be the bad guy. But I don't think anybody would be furious with Steph Curry. This is not like it was a few years ago. It's like, oh, you have to finish your career with one team. It would be nice. I mean, it's cool if he does the Dirk, the Duncan, the Kobe, but what if you just like, this team's got no shot and you're like, I want a shot. And then all of a sudden you start lingering around. Now, I don't know what he wants to do. I don't know if he would want it. He makes like $1 gazillion, so it would be tough for anybody to trade.
Right, but is it hard now with no teams really having any money? I mean, it just happened to what, Durden?
Durden. Yeah, Durden. It's a little different. It's a little different in that if he wanted to get a ton of money, yes, signing as a free agent next year, probably going to be tough to make up whatever the Warriors could pay you.
Right.
But if you got traded somewhere, I mean, obviously they could do the whole bird rights thing. So, look, did I throw him in the trade machine yesterday and look at the mechanisms of how to get Steph Curry here while keeping Giannis in bed? Maybe I did that. Maybe I just gave it a little looky-loo.
And
you don't like the makeup of your team now with the defensive
doesn't like the makeup of the team. I like the makeup of the team, but do I like the makeup of Giannis, Bam, and Steph Curry? I like that makeup too. Why do I only have to like one makeup?
All right.
So what was
Well, you have to trade everybody. I mean, basically, like just to make the math work, you'd have to trade Wiggins, you'd have to trade Nico, you'd have to trade Bobby Portis. I think you have to throw Tim Hardaway in there as well. And then you have to wait for months to go by. You can't even do it right now because 2 of those guys are new. So you have to wait for their money to go out. But it didn't seem the trade machine said there were restrictions, but not impossible.
So my question to you is, do you need to be closer to a championship to make a move like that? Because you know that it's going to be 1, 2, and done.
Just 2 years, and then that's it because it's Steph Curry.
Right.
Although.
No. You're although-ing me, you didn't answer.
Although, I don't think you have to. I mean, like when you have Giannis and you go to Giannis and you go to Bam and be like, all right, what do we want to do here? Do we like the sum of our parts, or should we just go all in and bring you guys Steph Curry? Like nobody's doing the big 3 stars thing anymore. Yeah, it's pretty antiquated.
But as we have learned over the last couple of years, if you have no bench or at least something that resembles it, you're at some point during the game you're going to struggle.
Agreed. It's not usually how it goes.
So doesn't it have to? You need your star or stars, but you also need the parts. So it's more important about all the parts and not necessarily about the stars. So adding Steph, but giving up, say, 7, 8, and 9, and only being 6 deep, does it make you better? Other than you want to see Steph in the Heat uniform.
But also you have Eric Spoelstra who can just hocus pocus role players out of nowhere. Like basically, if you're just like, if you said, hear me out. If you said theoretically, right, you lose Andrew Wiggins, who's going to be the biggest contributor you would lose in this trade, and Bobby Portis, right? Those would be the 2 big blows. And suppose just like, if I have Steph Curry, I don't need Myron Gardner to be Andrew Wiggins. I just need him to go be an antagonist and lock people up. Because you have 3 forces there already. So if you had Davion and Steph, Myron Gardner, Giannis and Bam.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
Who's coming off the bench?
If you could do the trade without giving up Pella, I don't know who the big is going to be. That's going to have and if they still have their exception, I don't know what the rules are. So let me just play fantasy here with me for a second. But theoretically, if we traded in a few months, we traded Tim Hardaway Jr. Okay,
you're going to have the big O from Michigan.
Who, Vlad Golden?
Vlad Golden.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to try and run that out.
But that's the decisions you're making.
I know, but we get Steph.
It is not like you. I hate when you do this.
Why, dude?
Because it's not even realistic. You know damn well it's not going to. It wouldn't be able to work because you wouldn't have enough depth. And then you're talking about a guy who's not going to play 82 games. And like, yeah.
Dude, we got to the finals with Caleb Martin almost being the MVP.
Okay, that was then. This is now.
And this is now with Steph and
Yesterday's
Giannis.
Price to get to the finals is not today's price to get to the finals. Look at what you got to go through to get to the finals.
But Giannis, Steph, Bam.
You can say it 1,000 times.
What? Why? Oh, but what? Like why?
It's not going to make. It's not.
It's exactly what they need.
Okay, but at what cost?
I just gave you the cost.
Right.
If Steph can force the trade.
So if you get Steph, this is my point. If you trade all those pieces, so that you have some depth,
right,
for Steph, are you going to be better off than if you just kept the pieces and had Bam and Giannis?
I think those pieces. I think you're better off having Steph. Because then think about it. If you could also get Klay Thompson, right?
See, you're like, but again, you have to get
these things out though.
You see how many different pieces that you're saying, oh, we can then do this. Oh, then we can do that. No, we're talking about what is available and what you have right now.
He is available. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to find other ways it needs to do it.
Steph and Klay.
Yeah, with Giannis and Bam.
How much older do you want to get?
It's old, but this is you just said it. It's a 2-year window.
Exactly. So why don't you just play this year out and then get him in free agency next year?
Well, here's the thing. You could do that if he is willing to sign for the cheapskates. Like Leroy said, the idea that you're not going to have that kind of cap space to sign Steph Curry. So that would be like Steph Curry not being in the position LeBron was in.
But it gives you more wiggle room. You can move some more people next year and then create more space.
You would have more wiggle room. You wouldn't have as big a if it was still down to a trade, you wouldn't have as big a salary because Wiggins' contract goes down. So you're not going to have another big chunk to use it. That's why there's a little bit of urgency to do it. So only in your scenario works, Brittney. Yes, it would be obviously more ideal, but you're asking Steph Curry to sign for $6 million.
Well, we've seen crazier things. LeBron just signed for.
But he had no options for Max.
I understand, but
Tobin, I love the way you make guys who haven't done anything fill the void of the guys that you were trading, the guys you know exactly what they could do.
Right.
And I'm saying, why would you make a trade of this magnitude, trade all those pieces, and you're basically doing it in hope all those other guys work out? That sounds like running an organization pretty crappy if you're going into it hoping and wishing that something works out. If you're in a position, you should know.
If you could keep Pella Larson in any kind of mechanism and you had Davion, Steph, Pella, Giannis, Bam, that's not a bad 5.
Okay, but what happens then? What's next?
Gotta figure it out. Get Klay Thompson. Get Klay Thompson on a buyout. You sign Nick Richards. You keep.
You have it figured out right now.
I'm figuring it out. We're trying to talk it out, baby. I'm trying to get a Steph and Giannis. We gotta take a break. We'll get more thoughts on it on the other side. Back after this.
Text W.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Give you a weather update brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Hurricane season is here. Make sure your roof and windows are ready. Call 954-968-8155 for a free estimate. It is currently in Miami, 89 degrees and cloudy. Heat advisory, highs up to 93 today. Rainy conditions a little bit later on tonight. So that's what we got going on. The headlines, those are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVW.com. The Marlins, they beat the Pirates yesterday 2-0. Ayorí Perez, 7 shutout innings. Pete Fairbanks got the save yesterday. This was the Marlins closer after getting the win yesterday. Here's what he had to say.
Does it feel like 7 straight scoreless appearances for you?
That's not my focus, right? My focus is, to be where I am on that dirt circle, keep my cues running through my head and trying to execute each and every pitch. And, I think when you give that focus, hopefully you continue to see, the benefits of it. But I'm just trying to, be on the good side of staying between my own ears.
What do you think you found then the last couple of out?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to stay present, right? And I think that, when you are able to remove, any sort of, doubt, stuff like that, and you're able to put what you want into that bird nest, upstairs and really lean into what you're focused on. I think that, the guys that do that have the potential to be really, really good. And hopefully I can continue to, stay where I need to be.
Who's helped you do that? Is that you on your own? Is that the help of others?
Yeah. I started working with a guy who's been great. And just trying to be, really present and focusing on, the stuff that we can control as pitchers. Because I think for a good chunk of the year, I focused on things that I couldn't control. But yeah, we're just trying to stay within. And, when you got guys like Yuri, Big Mike, Pokey, and then I guess Pokey twice. When you got 2 times of Pokey, you're going to want to do what you can to keep that ball rolling. And we were able to do it again tonight.
For giving us time, Pete. Appreciate you guys.
Go. Pete Fairbanks with Steven Strom yesterday on the Marlins radio network, doing his peekaboo, Leroy. 7 straight scoreless outings for the Marlins closer, who really struggled for the most part this year. Finally coming together and earning that big paycheck that they give him. I'd be a great mental coach if I was in sports. I would be great.
You wouldn't?
I'd be so good.
Dude, you're the guy. Hold on. I know people like you. You're the guy that thinks that whatever they have to say is motivating.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not.
No, I'd fix it.
Everybody doesn't have that ability.
Brittney, can you let's set up a scenario here. You be Pete Fairbanks and ask me, why am I struggling, Doc?
Why am I struggling, Doc?
Oh, Pete, I don't know. New locations can always be stressful. You want to live up to a certain standard. But really what it comes down to for me here is fix it. Fix it. All right, I don't care what it is, but you want to know something? You want to be on the first bus to the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, then you might want to go out there and stop throwing meatballs. Fix it, Pete.
And in today's sports, with everybody being so sensitive, you think that would work, or would it send them in a tailspin?
You just scared the crap out of me.
Right.
So
yeah,
I don't think that
and it's baseball.
Do you need a softer touch? You could do a softer touch.
Listen, it's already baseball, so the success rate is normally not that great with most of the people in the locker room. So there's
for
that.
hitters. It's supposed to be for pitchers,
right? But
it's your advantage.
Like you can't you have to have the kind of the same demeanor with everybody, even though you expect closer to 100% with a closer.
I could do it in a
so you need to do it in a world where Pete Fairbanks doesn't take tough love well.
Okay. All right. Well, here. So ask me again.
So doctor, why do you think I've been struggling lately?
Pete could be a lot of things. It could be a new atmosphere you're getting used to. You live in things, and so you don't quite find, the same consistency that you need. But I guess what I think you should know is just don't lose. Don't lose. Just go out there, stop blowing it, and don't lose.
Now, based on what he said, you know what I could tell he probably told him? Don't think about big picture. Think about one pitch right now and execute that pitch.
Sounds like you and me said the same thing.
Wow, that was really good, Leroy.
Then the next pitch and execute that pitch. If you start thinking ahead, like what am I going to do when it's 1-2? Or what am I going to do if it's 3-1? Right? You're not going to have success. Concentrate on that pitch at that moment. String a bunch of pitches together.
It's a little wordy.
No, but that's how.
I mean, it's like a therapy session.
Yeah, but it's better if you just say don't lose. It's better advice.
It's
really
better.
Yeah, that'll motivate him.
I think that's gonna make him get in his head.
It's gonna make him think about it even more.
Only if you're
like
a loser.
Here. In most sports, coaches will say this, and some coaches have gotten in trouble for saying this. Don't worry about the results. Worry about the execution of what you have to do. The results will come. If you think about the results first, then you're not paying attention to the things that you need to be paying attention to. That is, making good pitches in good locations and getting all your pitches where you want them.
We also have the
baby
NBA
steps. Not you. You're trying to hit a home run with your relief pitcher.
You don't get to do baby steps when you spit the bit for 3 months. You need to fix it.
You got to do it even more.
NBA Cup games have been released. The Miami Heat, they will play the Indiana Pacers at home on October 30th. They will play the Cleveland Cavaliers November 13th at home. And then they will be on the road November 25th in Philadelphia. That's a national TV game, 5 p.m. on ESPN. And then they will be on November 27th. I think that's Black Friday against the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden on Amazon Prime.
And that'll be around the time when Joel Embiid will take his 3 weeks off.
Yep. Tryptophan. It's tired time for old Joel Embiid. Miami Dolphins are in the midst of a joint practice right now, and we'll get you some updates there from DC. They are taking on the Commanders later on. Oh, and by the way, a shout out. I want to give a shout out to a cool local story that happened last night. Last night was Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, and Anthony Wint is signed now by the UFC. He had a knockout in less than a minute last night in front of Dana White. Former FIU Panthers linebacker, had a very short stint with the Jets, so made the NFL, but he got signed yesterday by the UFC.
Cool.
So, and apparently Dana White said afterwards to the media that he wanted to turn around and fight again real quick. So they're thinking of putting him on the Sacramento card, which is next week. They got a pay-per-view this week and then next week in Sacramento. So anyway, pause up for Anthony Wint. His opponent did not have his paws up. That's why he won via KO.
It's weird because now that they're with Paramount, they put out more cards.
Yeah, but you want to know what's super annoying? This Paramount Plus sucks at putting up the cards on demand. When it was on ESPN, boom, that puppy was up right away. And they do two things that's super annoying. One, they don't put the whole card, which is really annoying. And second of all, just to find the latest fights, like if you watch Paramount, let's say I watched a fight, I watched a pay-per-view, right? Then maybe I skip a couple cards because it's like the Vegas cards, they stink.
Or you want to go back and watch them, you can't.
I want to go back and I have to go all the way back and then individually click forward to get to the fights that I want to see. Super annoying. Just put the events up Paramount Plus. You're blowing it. You've had the UFC now for like 8 months. Fix it, okay? I'm tired of sitting around here waiting to get my Paramount Plus cards. When it was on ESPN, boom. If you're going to buy something for $6 billion, be ready to have $6 billion worth of production. This is so annoying as a fight fan because I'd love to go back and see this. Now I got to go find a pirate fight somewhere else. And you know whose fault that is? Not mine, because I pay for Paramount Plus. That's your fault, Paramount Plus. Fix.
I don't understand how people could spend this much money on a product and be that off with the presentation of it, right? Like people don't understand. We have the attention span of a gnat. So if we got to go through too much to go through it and we can just go somewhere else and get it right away, guess what? We're going to find the easy route. So if you want viewership, if you want people to really come and be able to watch all the fights, make it easy, give it easier access. Like, holy smokes.
Carlos says Fairbanks crawling his way out of the Heath Bell Memorial doghouse. He is. That's a tough doghouse to get out of. You don't want to be.
Heath Bell never had 7 in a row. So,
no.
Right. So he's been out of that.
Yeah. That guy, he was a stink bomb anytime he went on the mound.
And he blamed everybody but his pitching.
Take a break. Back after this. Or is this just the actual song?
It's an instrumental.
Oh,
Because we're still having our issues, so I'm really trying not to play copyrighted music.
I appreciate that. Okay, I didn't know. I was like, it sounds like it's high as a kite. It sounds like the song, but it sounds high as a kite, like over at Ultra. So I was just kind of trying to figure out what's going on there. So I worked the trade machine. All right, and Steph Curry could be had on the ESPN trade machine, which is not as strict as the other trade machines. So I just want to kind of make sure the salary.
So you just went to a trade machine that would make it work.
Because the one that's like the official one, like you have to like wait for the dates. It's like you can't do the trade because Bobby Portis can't be traded for 6 more weeks. It's like, all right, dude, thanks. All right, I'll wait. Like ESPN will at least be like, hey, is this kind of possible? And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for every single mechanism. That's for them to work out. I'm trying to give Andy Ellisberg an outline right now.
Can I ask you just one question, and then you can go on the way you are? Having Steph Curry on your team and having to get rid of the players that you have to get rid of to have Steph.
Yeah.
Does it make you better? I know Steph's a great player. I know he's a great shooter, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not questioning that him, Bam, and Giannis would not be elite. But I'm asking you, from a team perspective, does this make you closer or knocking on the door of a championship? Because if making a move like this almost has to guarantee you a championship.
That's right.
And you think, you think with Bam, Giannis, Steph,
Pelle
Larson, and whoever else you put there that you pick up from the scrap heap, that can win you a championship?
I think it could. Actually.
Have you seen the teams that have been competing for championships though?
Yeah, but this is a legendary all-time shooter with the best power player that we've had, like them teaming up, aside with having one of the best defenders on the planet. You're going to have a utility 2-3 guy in Pelle Larson. I think you could do this deal without giving up Davion Mitchell. It's pretty much down to would you want to give up Davion Mitchell or Bobby Portis in my fake trades? And yes, I actually do believe in the organization being able to fill in the cracks because they would be able to get. No. You can't ask me the question and then be like, but you don't get to pick who the players are. If we're already in a scenario where you're going to get Klay Thompson on a buyout, right? And you have to trade Tim Hardaway, like they're kind of redundant anyway. They're going to pretty much play the same position.
Isn't there a reason why they're available though?
Isn't there a reason? Yes, there are reasons why they're available.
Okay.
I mean, but Klay Thompson's technically not available right now. He would be on a buyout, and you're making him whole in the money. So, I mean,
you want Steph on your team.
Like that would be an argument.
Who wouldn't? But how much sense does it make when?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You're saying, like, to your argument, you're saying, hey, that's why that guy's available. We got to take a break because we got Christos coming up. So let's use that argument for Bradley Beal. The reason about Bradley Beal hasn't been signed yet is because he's always hurt. So if I say, basically, Leroy, the main players on this team, if I'm getting rid of starters for this team, would you rather have Steph Curry or Andrew Wiggins?
I'd rather have Steph Curry because you still get all the other pieces.
Okay. So if that's the only starter I'm giving up in this scenario. You wouldn't trade out giving up Andrew Wiggins, having Pelle Larson there. Figure if you keep Bobby Portis, you would have to even probably give up Bobby Portis or Davion Mitchell. But you would have Pelle Larson step up from the bench, and then you have Klay Thompson to come in either off the bench or Klay Thompson, then you could have Pelle Larson back. So if you're adding Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, but you'd have to give up Andrew Wiggins and either Bobby Portis or Davion Mitchell, which team do you think is better?
But if Klay Thompson could play the way you need him to play, he wouldn't be getting bought out, is my point.
Not necessarily. He's on a young team. Like the reason he's getting bought out is he doesn't want to be there. He signed to be on a team with Luka. He didn't sign to be on a rebuilding team.
Okay.
We'll ask Christos about it because by the way, Steph Curry also is the same agency as Bam and Giannis, just so that they could just talk this out if he did want to demand a trade, of course. Which by the way, the Warriors GM opened the door. I'm not just bringing this up willy nilly. I mean, when you open the door is open.
You open up a lot of different doors than me, my man, because I got to tell you that just sounded like he was just being very cordial towards Steph.
Good. He should be cordial.
All right.
He should be cordial towards Steph. We'll take a break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios. Shop massive savings on a massive Chevy inventory, all backed by Morse at Ed Moore Sawgrass Chevrolet.
Everybody, Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program as you got Dolphins joint practice going on. There's a piece of breaking news locally from Tim Reynolds of the Associated Press. The Miami Hurricanes basketball team has extended the contract of Jay Lucas, according to Tim. Miami extended
well deserved
over the past few weeks. So that's good news because obviously a lot of teams probably snooping around him, be like, "Oh, we should get that guy. He was good."
That's of all the teams down in South Florida, that was a team that probably surprised us more than any of them, right?
Yep.
As far as success, like nobody thought that they would have that kind of success this past year.
They were incredible. Trey Donaldson opening a lot of eyes around the Heat. I saw Malik Renew might be trying to get another year of eligibility because he was on summer league teams, but it seems like he's trying to make his way back, at least to college. I don't know if it's definitely for the Canes, but
like I don't understand these rules. Like,
there are no rules.
What are we doing now?
There are no rules.
Which is crazy. And I know I've said this before. There was a punt returner that played for Colorado, and he was an Olympic skateboarder or a skiboarder, snowboarder.
Okay.
And in order to train, you have to take money from your sponsors. So they pay you to give you the ability to. They made him ineligible to play football because of that, right? Whereas I played with a guy, Greg McMurtry, who got drafted and in the summer would go play baseball and get paid to play professional baseball. So make it make sense. It's always been confusing.
I'll tell you one thing that's not confusing, and that's this man's work. He's fantastic. We're excited to bring him back on the program. Let's go to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, and there we will find a great basketball reporter from Atletico, and that is Christos Tsaltas joining us. What's going on, Christos? Good to talk to you again, buddy.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
We're good, man. We're good. It's great to have you back. Thanks for making time for us today, buddy. First off, listen, we talked to you back years about the idea of Giannis joining the Miami Heat. So boots on the ground over there, like what was the reaction to this finally happening?
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement because first and foremost, it was really important for Giannis to make a fresh start. And I think, and everybody in Greece thinks, that the Miami Heat and the whole organization of the Heat is the perfect fit for Giannis and his ambition to win another one title. This is the place that everybody in Greece thinks that Giannis can make it again, win another one championship next to Bam and Adriu and under Coach Spo, who's probably one of the best basketball minds in the world right now. And for us in Greece, it's really big, showing Giannis next season in one of the well-organized programs in NBA like the Miami Heat. And also, since the trade became official, broke down, the Miami Heat have a lot of fans in Greece. The fans who supported the Milwaukee Bucks now supported the Miami Heat because of the trade.
I love that. So, like, I wanted to ask you about that, Christos. Like, does that happen where you have a guy who obviously means so much over there? Do the fans get frustrated with an organization if he doesn't perform to the level like Giannis has had years where, like, it hasn't gone as far as he's probably wanted to go? Do people over in Greece get frustrated with the Bucks and wanted a new chapter for him?
Well, I don't think it's frustration, but it was like everybody knew when every season started that the Bucks hadn't the tools to win the championship. Everybody knew that. Everybody believed that. Even when they signed Miles Turner after his great season with the Pacers, everybody knew that Giannis touched his limit, touched his ceiling with the Bucks back in 2021 when he won the championship with the Bucks. And now it's a great fresh start for him and a fresh start for the Miami Heat as well, because Giannis has is so motivated to win, and he has the right environment next to him to make it.
Do they ever, like, we had this conversation about Giannis and Luka not playing for the national team for the World Cup qualifier? Do the people in Greece ever have an issue with those guys choosing to take that time off, or do they just know we'll qualify with them? We just want them when the World Cup comes along.
Well, Giannis, except the pre-Olympic qualifiers, didn't play in the qualifiers in World Cup. He didn't play in the previous window. He's under a tough season for him because he didn't play over half of the games, and he's in a completely new situation for him. So he needs some time, even more, to adjust into a new system, into a new situation overall for him. So everybody understands what does it mean for Giannis and for his legacy to play, to prove the best out of him, and to show actually that he's in the best shape for the Miami Heat. So everybody understood the situation. Also, the vice president of the federation said that Giannis wanted to play, but he had a tough season last season with the Bucks, and it was more important for him to take some time off and get ready for the next season, being the best in the best version on off the court for him.
Christos, can you get what's the reaction over there? There's a story that went pretty viral over here the last couple of days that one of the owners of one of the Greek teams over there tried to lure Joker and buy him out of his contract, and then maybe he's going to go back to the well. Can you give us what's the story over there? Like, does this guy have the money to do that? Is he just making splashy headlines just because he wants to? Like, what do you make of that whole story?
Well, Panathinaikos, that Kendrick Nunn plays there, actually is one of the richest clubs in Europe. They have probably the best venue in Europe with the glass floor, and they have the money, the ability, and the flexibility money-wise to sign players like him. Jokić is the favorite player of owner of Panathinaikos, Dimitris Giannakopoulos, and he mentioned numerous of times that he wants to sign him to make the same thing as his father, Pavlos Giannakopoulos, did with Dominic Wilkins back in 90s when Dominic Wilkins signed with Panathinaikos. His dream, Panathinaikos owner's dream, is to sign Nikola Jokić, and he will try to do it to make it happen next season. With when Jokić has a player's option, he will try to sign him really bad, because he is his favorite player and he wants him so bad to get the green jersey.
Is that possible? Because like Jokić is going to make like $60 million over here. Like, does he has that kind of money that he can throw at him?
As I saw, it's 62 the player's option, and I don't think it's a huge possibility. It's a big possibility, but he tried to sign Valanciunas last summer when he was under contract with the Nuggets. Valanciunas signed with Žalgiris Kaunas in Lithuania, but he has big dreams, and he wants to sign a big-time player from the NBA. Also, there are some speculations about Dennis Schroeder, Bogdan Bogdanovic. There are speculations about European players, especially who plays in the NBA right now.
I'm curious about this because, Adam Silver's been talking about he wants to put a league over there. Do you feel like that would be successful, or do you guys are the leagues already established over there? Are they into that idea? Do they no, we're good with just our leagues? Like, what's the reaction to all that sort? Because it's obviously a very big deal to him that he wants to make an NBA Europe.
Well, first of all, I'm a huge fan of the NBA Europe project because I talked several times with some members of the front office who are in London and in Spain as well, in Europe overall. And they told us that there's a big project. There's a big project, and the NBA has a will to put serious money on the table, because they said from day one the NBA is ready to invest 4 billion euros about this new project, and that shows how important for them actually is the whole project. And also some big time clubs like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Fenerbahce has shown interest already to join the brand new league, which is really big because it's a profitable league for the teams. They gave a lot of money that EuroLeague hasn't right now, because the profitable the whole action actually about this league is way more profitable for the teams compared to the EuroLeague.
That's absolutely crazy. That, like, I just always thought European basketball had their own thing. Maybe it wasn't as lucrative as the NBA, but there were players who they could lure to come over there and play and make good money. If the NBA goes in there and they say they're doing a $4 billion, project, how does that necessarily affect? Would those teams then join the NBA league, or would the NBA just kind of poach all of their star players and say, this is your gateway to possibly get into the NBA?
That's one plan, to sign some of the free agents now from the NBA, sign to the teams in the NBA European League. Also, there is a conversation already here in Europe about franchises, because the plan is to have 16 teams in the brand new league of NBA Europe. 12 of them will have permanent contract as franchises, and they will have 4 teams to qualify from BCL, it's FIBA's competition, and 4 from BCL. There's 3 that will join the new league, and there's 1 from the qualification round at the end of the season. So there's a lot of interest, because a lot of teams who played in FIBA competitions like Unicaja Malaga, for example, or Alba Berlin, who participate and try to find a franchise spot for next season. They want to invest, and they made every action to take a franchise spot for about this summer. And in the next couple of weeks or 3 weeks from now, we will have an update, because we expect to hear the first teams, 5-6 teams that will join the NBA Europe as the franchise teams.
They're doing it like Champions League.
Something like that, yes.
Man,
they want to make the best competition in Europe.
Right, got you.
Christos, you've always been a big Bam guy. What do you think of the Bam Giannis pairing? How much do you like that one from a basketball perspective?
First of all, I would like to share something with you, if you don't mind. And this is my wallpaper on my mobile phone.
Bam Adebayo photo there for everybody.
Yeah, 83-point guy. Well, I think it's really dangerous for every team, but we need some reinforcement. The Heat needs a shooter as soon as possible. I think Klay Thompson would be a perfect fit for them. It would be the ideal piece in this roster, because he will take a lot of pressure off of Bam and Giannis. But the whole duo is so it's great to see. They have great chemistry, which is really important, and they will raise the level of the whole team with those 2 guys on the floor together. I think it's like yin and yang. They complete every sentence, and I think the possibility the Heat have a great possibility to win the championship, despite how strong the Sixers have become, because of the chemistry between Giannis and Bam.
You gonna follow the World Cup qualifiers? Will you be covering it for Atletico? Are you going to the games? Or are you gonna cover it from home? Where are you gonna catch those games? Because obviously we got Jovic on those, we got Fontecchio, we got Pella. We're excited for those. Well, at least I'm excited. Leroy makes fun of me for watching all these games at crazy hours, but I love it.
I'm a huge fan of Pelle Larsson too. I met him last summer during the Eurobasket, and he's one of the biggest fans of Erik Spoelstra. He's like a sponge, and it was impressive how his body transformation and how he he evolved his game into the next level. It's really great to see this guy, and I think he will be even better next season.
I hope so. He's a fun one to watch for sure. Like he's a quintessential Heat player. Well, man, listen, it was great catching up with you, Christos. Go follow his work. He's covering basketball fantastically for Atletico, and we'll chime in with you again sometime during the season when Giannis gets going down here, man. Thanks for making time for us.
Anytime. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Christos.
Appreciate you, buddy. You guys can go follow Christos. His handle is Tsaltas46. That's TSALTAS 46.
We literally could have had another 20 minutes because I wanted to get into the trade, but then he brought up Klay.
Mm-hmm.
But keep in mind, he's including Klay with all of these pieces.
Yeah, well, Klay, I'm talking. Yeah, Klay is going to be a good addition, I think, with even just if they get him on the buyout.
You think he still has it though? You think because like it just seems like he's at the end, and how much can you really rely on his shooting, even though he's been a great shooter?
I think he can always shoot. I think with what you worry about, and that's the thing that is. We just talk about this iteration of the Heat team, right?
Correct.
So it's like
not getting rid of just add Klay to it.
Davion Wiggins, Giannis, like it protects a lot of those guys, I think, defensively. Because Klay used to be a great two-way player ever since the double injury. Like he's just not the same guy, obviously, but he can still. Dude's just spotting up. Yeah, he's still dangerous like that. But I think maybe that's the idea of having him and Hardaway on the same team is like, all right, if Klay is if he's looking a little walrusy, a little long in the tooth,
walrusy.
I don't know. I made that up. You could put THJ out there. You don't like that?
No, it's crazy. Sometimes you do this and it drives me crazy. Like you talk about players in all sports based on the best version of them, but not necessarily how they could play now. And your solution is for the cheapskates.
Well, that's the thing with him, though, is it's not really going to be for the cheapskates. You got to, because he's given up. I guess the idea is the Heat are like, hey, can you give it, like, because and Dallas is under no pressure to do this, which is, it makes the Heat's confidence in this eerie, but also a little dangerous because they're kind of just like letting everybody else wait. And they're saying to Dallas, all right, would you let Klay walk for just $10 million and you don't have to pay him 17 and then the Heat can make him whole with the buyout money? That appears to be what we're waiting on, but they're not, Dallas can basically be like, kick rocks, Miami. We'll buy out Klay Thompson when we want to.
So question, can you trade somebody and eat some of the money? Or do you have to have a buyout and then they sign for the rest of the money? You see what I'm saying? It's the same money.
Yeah.
But if he gets bought out, if he makes $17 million, he gets bought out for $10 million, and the Heat, you can't just say trade, but you eat the $10 million.
They do that in hockey where like if the Panthers did that with Seth Jones, where like
they do it in football they do it in football too.
Basketball is the only one I think you have to go salary for salary. You can't do
which is dumb because it's the same. It's a way to go around it to get to the same spot.
You would think it is a little stupid, like especially with these aprons and being allowed to wave and stretch a guy. Why wouldn't I just be allowed to have somebody pick up some of the tab? They should allow that, but they're the only sport that doesn't.
It's a win-win too because they got $7 million. And you're spending your $7 million, everybody's happy.
I like it. You should be commissioner. You'd be much better than that bum Adam Silver. I'll tell you that.
Because I make too much sense. But here's the problem. And I think a lot of people don't understand this. Like, we watch the commissioner talk, but we don't watch the commissioner talk as the owner's boss. We watch him talk as the commissioner. So those conversations that are going on behind closed doors with all those billionaires, right, they kind of affect some of the things that he does because he's employed by them.
Do you, if you were the commissioner, would you give the Heat back their pick?
I would have found a way, but here's what I would say about this. It seems like if anybody were to admit that the Heat were wronged, you then open up yourself for additional litigation. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I think. It almost seems like they were making decisions because of that. we all had an idea that wait. You cleared him, and now he is in all this heat, and we lost a pick and this money.
Right.
Right? How can we not be made whole in some kind of way? And you have to understand, if Mickey had that big of a problem with it, because he probably had it explained in detail more than we have, right? Of what the situation was.
Right.
They just took the second round pick and moved on. So I think there was something else there, begrudgingly.
Yes.
But they just took the pick. So I think there was conversations behind closed doors that everybody said, let's just take the second round pick and we'll move on.
I think you're right. I heard Windhorst talking about this.
It just seems way too they seem way like something that is just like clearly the Heat got jobbed in this deal. Clearly.
Yep.
For them just to move on and take the second round pick, there had to be some kind of conversation that we will never be privy to that made them accept the second round pick and move on.
It was probably like, hey, do we want to lose X sports books money? Because we'd have to put everybody on hold while this gets investigated. And you're like, all right, I guess not. Something like that. It would have to be something, right? It really would. We'll take a break. Thanks again to Christos for stopping by. We'll get you caught up with some updates from the joint practice, which is in full swing right now in Virginia. Dolphins and Commanders. We're back after this.
Dolphins
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Leroy, can we get another weather update, please? Brought to us by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Have a leaky roof? Take action now. Get your free estimate. Call 954-968-8155.
Sure, it's a little cloudier than it was earlier. Clouds are barely moving, but it's coming out of the east, almost northeast now. Actually, they're coming out of the west. Clouds are going all over the place.
Is that swirling winds?
No, because it's just weird. Like I saw one cloud going one way, another cloud going the other way. But it looks like, they're coming out of the east. Very light, 5 miles an hour. It's 91 degrees. Nothing's moving. So expect a shower in the evening as normal. And stay hydrated, champ.
Oof, it is soupy out. The headlines, those are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVW.com. Thanks again to Christos Tsaltas for stopping by. Dolphins joint practice is going on right now. Boots on the ground reports. This is a reporter named Josh Taylor. He covers the Commanders. And it says that this is a couple of his tweets that he has on the joint practice. He wrote around 11:10, the Commanders wide receivers are, in all caps, cooking the Dolphins in one-on-one drills. My God. All right. That's not awesome. He also says
one-on-one. Can I tell you, one-on-one drills are very unfair, but that's okay. Go ahead.
He wrote that the Commanders defense is getting pressure. Odafe Owe has like 4 sacks today. He's a beast out there right now. Apparently both Jackson and Paul have given up sacks. Does say Chop Robinson's having a good day though. And then there's somebody named Bleeding Burgundy and Gold who says, Caleb Douglas has impressed me every time the Dolphins have a positive play. He's the one making it.
I would say one-on-one drills favor the pass rusher, the wide receiver, in most instances. So to say somebody's cooking somebody on one-on-one, that's, don't read into it too much. But it does hurt more. It does hurt more when you say the secondary is a point of emphasis this offseason and you hear they're getting cooked. But I'm saying is don't read into it too much. It's one-on-one drills.
The thing I'm actually worried about more is it sounds like the offensive line is getting their ass kicked. At least that's
is it in team drills or one-on-one pass rush?
I'm assuming. I'm reading tweets. I'm assuming this is in team drills by now.
But he was just talking about one-on-ones.
I know, but those were those. I said that was an old tweet. So
okay,
it was a one-on-one. Now there's team tweets too because they've been practicing for over an hour now. So I'm assuming they're in team.
So yeah, like the one-on-one stuff is tough. It's tougher on the guy who has to protect or guard or anything like that because you don't have the other aspects of the play to hinder anything. You see what I'm saying? Like if I have the greatest pass rusher in the world, but I'm out there doing one-on-one, that doesn't take account the quarterback getting rid of the ball extra quick, right? So I would say if there's one thing that I would be more shocked with. And again, the one-on-one stuff, like, first of all, okay, I get it. Great. They're dominating one-on-ones. Beautiful. But I would say if it's team competition, I would like to know what is going on with the O-line.
I'm just seeing this from David Furones. He's now pointing out that the Dolphins already don't have Dante Trader, their starting safety, and Juju Brents. Chris Johnson also not seen working in team drills further. Okay, so they have nobody playing cornerback today.
Right.
I mean, who is it? It's Ethan Bonner? Like, is that all we have out there? Bonner, get out there!
Which might be one of the reasons why they're getting cooked.
That would make sense.
If you already have a struggling, unit, and now you're on the third and fourth and fifth guy.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yikes. By the way, Brittney, just do yourself a favor.
What's up?
Don't look up Rueben Bain on Twitter.
Is he destroying folks?
Killing them.
You told me at the break, and I unfortunately went on Twitter, and I
glutton for punishment.
Not well.
He's killing the Jets today. Apparently, that's the word. Boots on the ground in Tampa, or wherever the hell. I mean, I don't know if it's in Tampa or New York, but wherever the joint practice is. There actually was a. Oh my goodness, brutal. Caden Proctor, you better be Jonathan Ogden. I swear to God. It's not your fault. You didn't get picked, but you didn't pick yourself. Somebody else picked you, but you better be Jonathan.
Say you better be Jonathan Ogden.
No pressure.
No pressure whatsoever. No pressure. You basically say he better be a Hall of Famer.
No, I need it. I don't think anybody understands. It needs to soften the blow. It's too.
No, I got it. I understand. I understand. I get it. Like, the worst thing that you would ever want to see this year is the guy that the Dolphins draft struggle, and the local guy that you wanted ball out. Now, in fairness to both parties, it's easier to make that jump doing what Rueben Bain does than what Caden Proctor is doing. However, part of his issue coming in was being too big and being maybe a tad bit lazy. So if you see these things, knowing these things when he got drafted, I can understand the frustration.
Just for any people who got fantasy drafts coming up, and also if you have any Bucks fans who happen to be listening, just because I just happen to be on Bucks.
Oh no, you're just doing this for Brittney. I'm sorry.
What?
He's just doing it to mess with you.
No, this is an injury update. That has nothing to do with Rueben Bain.
Okay.
Emeka Egbuka, he limped off, went to the ground, and is apparently limping really badly. So their star receiver is banged up.
For Tampa?
For Tampa, yeah.
All right. You know what I call that? Second week of camp, baby.
Then his next tweet, this guy Peter reports, it just says, Bain with another dominant rush draws a holding penalty. I'm blocking him. I'm blocking that guy.
All right.
Get off my timeline.
This is so reminiscent of last season already.
Josh Taylor, who covers the Commanders.
Oh, who would you get over first? What do you get over first, Bain or Bob? You get over Bob quicker.
Got a whole career ahead for Rueben Bain.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Punishment. Like Bob got look. Whatever happens with Sergei Bobrovsky, 2 cups.
But wait, and whatever happens with Bob, you can still win the Stanley Cup this year.
Correct.
So exactly. There's a higher probability that the Panthers are still going to have success without him.
Without Bob. But not.
I really should just look away. Like I
don't know why you're torturing.
He's not going to look away.
Josh Taylor, Commanders reporter, just writes, "Things are getting chippy now." I don't know what that means. You got to get more details.
No, but this doesn't feel eerily reminiscent to last season
when they got dominated the first.
Yes, with the Bears,
right.
We all got excited to hear from the joint practices just to be told that we suck so bad. And then
can I tell you who's this is a bigger eye opener for? The coaches. Right? Because they had absolutely no idea, and they see their guys practicing hard and giving maximum effort and being physical with one another, and you have no idea how this is going to translate to facing somebody else. Now you know, right? Now you have an idea, and so now you go from there. So yeah, it's not. I can't here. I don't know what was written about our joint practices or whatever, but I can tell you, I never went through a joint practice where I thought, oh, we were dominating them or we were getting smoked. I never, it's practice.
You know why? And I'm going to tell you exactly why this has happened, though. It's because the damn coaches don't respect the preseason anymore. They don't care about the games. All they've built up these practices.
Correct. So everybody's trying to go at them like games.
If they would just treat the preseason like the preseason and it's all a practice and they would give some reps, we wouldn't care so much about it because they've drilled into everybody's head, hey, the games don't matter. They're a waste of time. Nobody plays.
To themselves with this nonsense.
Right.
So now we're looking at the first Wednesday practice against the Washington Redskins as preseason game 1.
Yep, pretty much.
Right. Like I get it. You know what? I understand that because I'm like all I try to do is and I try and you know me about this, Tobin. I'm never gonna say it was better when we played. I'm never gonna say, oh, this guy would have done. I'm just saying football is different, and I think great players would have played in any era. They would have evolved. They would have done it. That's what makes them Hall of Famers, that they can transcend any era. But and I tell you the differences or whatever in how we did things. And like I said, we would have practices against other teams, and we would just like, yeah, glad to practice against somebody else and get a different feel. But we didn't read into it like this. Like we didn't spend, all this time, because here's the thing you need to understand. They are running basic cover 2, and we're running basic routes. There's no slide protection to if, Rueben Bain was killing the right tackle, we would slide the protection over. There's no adjustments. You just lining up. The two coaches talk and say, hey, when you run this play right here, we're going to do cover 2. Or we're going to do cover 3. Like, hey, can you throw some man in there? Yeah, I'll throw some man in on this play. When you run this play, I want to see, we want to see some adjustments, right? And that's the practices are negotiated as far as what you're going to see. It has no indication of what defense this team's going to play during the year or what plays they're going to run. Everything is very basic, right? And so, like, you're more looking at your guys competing, your guys fighting like hell, your guys seeing them one-on-one, how they respond to one-on-ones and stuff like that. But it's not a real indication of anything other than your guys competing against other guys. And when it's all said and done, that's where the coach is going to go. You're not even competing here. You got to fight like hell here. Like, not about the schematics of what's going on.
Is this a good team that we're worried about? Because this team was a win away from the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They won 5 last year because Daniels got hurt all the time. They just lost their best offensive limeman with a tricep injury. So, like, what kind of a measuring stick?
Right, exactly. Like, you don't it's hard to assess it other than it's competition against somebody wearing a different uniform.
Right.
And so what you concentrate on, and here's what, so when we did one-on-one pass pro, like, we mostly got bull rushed because the pass rusher ain't got to worry about nothing but the quarterback, and he don't have to worry about. So I remember my rookie year, we practiced against the Giants, and I was doing one-on-one with LT.
Jeez.
Because he was a linebacker. So we had linebacker. And then finally they sent him by the offensive lineman.
Were you golfing with him yet?
Huh?
Were you golfing with him yet? Okay.
Oh, no, it's worse. Dude, if you're friends with somebody, it's worse. It's not better.
I just got a throwback name. You remember this name, Brittney? Lawrence Cager?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Lawrence Cager, former Hurricanes receiver. All it says is Lawrence Cager has made some big catches today. That's from Josh Taylor.
He's with the Commanders?
He is with the Commanders. He's just bounced around the NFL. He's probably trying to make a roster.
Yeah, I remember he was with the Jets for a while.
He was with the Jets. He was a Cane for 3 seasons.
And then he went to Georgia, right?
Yep. I was just like, the Lawrence Cager?
The Lawrence, that's a throwback name. That's from when I was in high school.
That's crazy.
That was like Brad Kaya era.
Dade South said perfectly. Who cares? He transferred to Georgia.
Nobody see. That's the funny thing with him is he's like he keeps telling me to move on because that's just what he
never
your
moves on.
That's your method of therapy, Dade South. Is you just when he's a Georgia Bulldog, F him. I'm moving on. That's not me. That's not my therapy process. I need to have a little petty on me. That's how I roll. So we'll take a break. We'll keep getting you some more updates from the preseason game number 1.
Let's make ourselves miserable, because that's what it sounds like.
Take a break. Back after this.
WQAM.
back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hey, I want to let you guys know we got a chance for you to win some tickets to Stars and Strings, which is coming to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood in November. It's going to feature Lee Bryce, Kane Brown, Brantley Gilbert, Brandon Lake, and Steven Wilson Jr. And if you guys want to win tickets, text the word guitar to 20357. That's the shape of the hotel. It's a guitar. If you guys haven't seen it, it's awesome. But if you guys want to win those tickets, text guitar, GUITAR to 20357, and you're entered. For more information, go to WQAM.com. It's a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Don't text and drive. Miami Dolphins apparently have just wrapped up their joint practice. Malik Willis threw a pick six that the DB then punted after he completed the touchdown. That's disrespectful. Show some class, Commanders. Class it up.
Hey, I love the way the chat is. Leroy, have you ever tried sliding the headphones down from the top? Hey, jackass, how would you like me to do that? Huh? It doesn't bend.
Gotta tell you look pretty jacked with that thing on, though.
Yeah. Well, and this is the swelling has gone down, so that's a good thing. But I love the way everybody's got advice. Do you think I haven't tried everything? No, because the things turn. And so if you try to do it with one hand, one of the things will turn, and now you're screwed anyway.
Does it like crank tighter?
What do you mean?
Like when you try and turn it, does it like crank tighter? I don't know.
No, it's a 90-degree angle. So every movement, like I can't move it any direction. You see what I'm saying? So it's just locked like this. And I've been locked like this. Now today makes 3 weeks in a day. So just imagine being just your arm being locked in one position. Now, the cool thing is I can move my hand and my fingers a little bit better because for the first week and a half, 2 weeks, it was so swollen I could barely move my hand. So, yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
I know. It's all right. Next week, I'm going to be so disappointed if he says, all right, we're going to leave that thing on for another 2 weeks.
Yeesh.
Because when I go to the physical therapist, I say, look, you do whatever you got to do. I'll suck up the pain if to get me where I need to be out of this thing. And then she looked at the doctor's notes. She said, no, they take it off on the 18th. So I hope so. But I'm miserable. I can't sleep. I haven't slept in my bed.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's
I've
crazy.
been sleeping on the couch. And then in the morning when the dogs come in, they go, oh, who's this stranger on the couch? Start licking my face. So now I got to get up, super duper early.
Pretty wild.
No good sleep. Terrible.
I'm sorry, man.
And this guy's contribution is, why don't you try to put the headphones on from the top? As if I didn't try everything. As if I don't want my life to be a little bit easier.
-1.
Sorry.
I'm still getting caught with putting food in my right hand and can't reach my mouth. How you like to be sitting around the table and accidentally do that?
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's tough.
Sorry, buddy.
But that's all right. Like, yeah.
Oh. I know what'll make it. I know what'll make
Smeathan, maybe try growing up, you baby. Oh my God.
-1 for sass.
Oh, of course. Of course.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll play our favorite Wednesday game. Rats off a ship. Next. Oh, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I lost her. Where did it in the headset?
Hello.
Hey, there you are.
Oh,
What's
hello.
going on? Hello, Jennifer.
How are you?
Good. Good. How are you?
Good. Better now that Christos showed up.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
He was wonderful.
Hey, very
What was that?
knowledgeable too,
What?
right?
Very knowledgeable. I think people need that knowledge like at 1:30 today. What do we got today, Jennifer, for Rats Off a Ship?
Well, you spoke about him earlier. Dana White says Maxx Crosby would have been a UFC champ if he trained instead of football.
I'm gonna go Rats Off a Ship. You know what? It's hard to be champion, and not everybody can just do it. You know what? Greg Hardy tried, and he couldn't do it.
Well, that's because he couldn't play
And
football because he kept getting kicked out the league.
Herschel Walker had one fight. He was 50. I don't think that Maxx Crosby would have been champ. Now, maybe good. He could have won some fights, but champ? It's a tough ask. You tell me he's beaten Cain Velasquez. You tell me he's beaten Daniel Cormier. I don't know about that, dude. Stipe?
Let me tell you why I'm Rats Off a Ship.
Do tell.
How could a guy who doesn't pay his fighters think that the better option would be UFC over football, and the guy just signed $100 and something million contract? How would he even suggest that? He should have then followed up by saying, well, I can see why he chose football because there ain't no real money like that here.
He should have followed up with
Right. So to say he would have been heavyweight, so what? He could have been super duper champ.
that.
He ain't gonna make that kind of money that he's making now.
He could pawn his belt.
And he wouldn't never have to get his ass kicked. Because when it goes bad and it goes sideways, it's usually you sucking your thumb in front of 15, 20,000 people, not knowing where you are.
Yep. That's usually how it goes.
Right. So let's not forget the whole story as to why, if a guy has a choice between football and MMA, that they say, I'll do MMA when I'm done with football.
He's out here trying to recruit.
Whatever. Like it drives me crazy when people are unaware of their own situation. He doesn't pay anybody. Everybody complains about getting paid to UFC, and he's saying, "Oh, he would have been heavyweight champ if he came here." Why? Why?
What are your rats, Jennifer?
They're swimming. They're rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
Brittney?
They're rats off a ship. Well, like,
let's be real.
Let's be honest. He's just
Right.
he's pulling up.
You're a tough guy.
I give you a perfect example. I could have tried to play baseball. You know why I didn't? Because I had a friend who was in the minor leagues for 7 years, traveling around on a bus. And I'm like, I don't want that. If I don't make it in football, I just go on with my life. But I don't want to be in no man's land for half of my adulthood. So yeah, that's why.
You don't want to entertain Tommy Tobin for Hammerheads Iguanas?
I'd have threw him a baseball.
The great breakfast race. Toast won this past week against Waffles.
Dude,
I'm so happy to hear that.
dude, there is nobody in this world that I could picture enjoying a Hammerheads game more than you and your family. Except here's the problem.
Well, it's mainly Tobin. Remember,
That's what I'm saying. The only person that would be happy is Tobin. Here, I took my family to a game, right? Once the cotton candy's gone, they're ready to go. I'm like, we're in the middle of the first inning.
You guys are half right. My son had a wonderful time. He didn't want to go. Wife, daughter, they wanted to leave as soon as we walked in because it was hotter than the sun out there in Jupiter.
How do they feel about hockey, though?
They love hockey.
Okay, they stayed to the end.
It's inside.
Yeah, it's inside. They love hockey.
Indoors. It helps.
We're huge fans.
And
of
it's
going
also
Panthers.
cold
Yeah.
in there, especially.
Panthers are probably the number one
Great vibes.
want to go to reaction.
Have you ever taken him to a football game?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Take it to a Canes.
Because
did they enjoy it?
They did.
Can I?
But we had the sweet ass setup here, so we, they haven't been to a real football. They got pampered in the suite.
Can I tell you what I enjoy about going to games? It's not even a game. I hate the game. I can't see the game like I want to see it, right? Because I like watching it on TV. Tailgate. I go to the games extra early so I can tailgate.
Right.
That is true. You have
The
some
tailgating is hilarious. All I talk about, are you going to the game? Where you tailgating? That's it. Because I never, keep in mind, it's like a different world for me. It's like if I were to take Tobin and we go on the field and walk around and say hi to everybody, right? He's like, wow, this is cool. I'm like, no, it's cool out there because I can't believe people do this.
Leroy, the show or mainly you should host a tailgate this season. And
that
then everyone.
I did it one year when Fonz was a senior and we went to every home Hurricanes game. We got season tickets to the Canes. We tailgated every week. It was awesome.
It's so fun. I can't wait.
I mean, it's that's the part. Like, I'm one of those guys that could tailgate. The opening whistle goes off and I get in my car and drive home to see the game on TV. Yes.
Leroy.
No.
Because I enjoy the tailgate more than the game. But that's me because guess what? I have a different,
And you love food.
And comfort.
What's number 2, Jennifer?
A 48-year-old James Harrison still being able to get 10 sacks.
Have you seen James Harrison lately?
Doesn't matter. No, he can't.
I don't know, dude.
No, he can't.
He looks incredible.
Yes, he does look incredible. And I'm not going to even tell you what kind of strength that human being does have, right? But here's the kicker. He would do one pass rush and his Achilles and all the ligaments in his knees would snap. Because guess what? You can build muscle. You can't build ligaments. 48-year-old ligaments.
How many sacks do you think he could get? Could he get one?
0.
If you gave him the season? He couldn't get one sack if you gave him the season.
He would not make it through the season.
Who's scarier looking, him or Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald.
I don't know about that.
Listen, any grown man that have traps on top of the traps that sit up on his neck, like that little extra part, yeah, that guy scared me.
If they were the same age, you would take Aaron Donald in a fight over James Harrison?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Dude.
I think I'd take James Harrison.
Here's the difference in position. Aaron Donald played a position that was double teams and triple teams and all that. He's in the action every play. Harrison's outside sometimes, or most of the time. He's outside. So he only have one pass rush, outside, maybe stun inside or whatever, right? But his thing is outside, so he's playing in space. So no. Aaron Donald, I would take Aaron Donald all the time.
Wow.
And it's not a knock on him.
I'm not rats off a ship. I think he can get 10 sacks. In fact, I might take him on this Dolphins team. He might lead the Dolphins in sacks.
No idea how the human body works.
I'm just telling you, I think he could. Look at
48 years old.
48.
10 sacks is a lot, Tobin.
10 sacks is a lot of sacks.
I don't think he could do 10. I'll give you maybe 5.
All right, so if
I wouldn't give him one. Not one.
Not
48 years old.
You said 0, so.
I said 0. You know why? Who wants to be the left tackle or right tackle that gets embarrassed by a 48-year-old?
He looks like an Avenger.
I don't care what he looks like. There's a bunch of guys in the gym look swole, like they got muscles, like they could do something and can't do nothing. You ever heard the phrase "look like Tarzan, play like Jane"?
That's James Harrison. He's not Jane. He's honestly more Tarzan than Tarzan. He's so scary.
He's 48.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I don't know why you dude, you see muscles and you get excited. Like muscles
scary.
on an old man don't mean nothing.
But he's a muscle badass.
I don't care what he is.
He's a known badass.
He could be the baddest man on the block for 48 years old. Okay? But guess what? He's 48.
2 sacks. You admit 2 sacks.
No sacks.
Zero sacks.
Zero sacks.
He said zero.
Zero sacks.
0 sacks. 48 years old.
That's crazy.
So that means you're going to get a guy that's older than almost most of your coaching staff to go out there and get a sack.
Jennifer, where are your rats? I think we know where Leroy's are.
I am Spirit Leroy. I'm gonna say. I mean, wait. I almost said no goosies. Rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
You got a guy that can only get 5 sacks, and he was a first-round pick 2 years ago, and you saying you got a 48-year-old that go, well, you go sign him.
James Harrison's going to the Hall of Fame, yeah?
No.
When did he stop playing?
I don't even think he has 100 sacks.
Oh, well, he's going in like the Steelers ring of whatever the hell. Like,
Yeah,
he's an
he could do
all-time
that.
Steeler. He's an all-time Steeler.
His career ended 2018.
2018. Yeah, so
That's almost 10 years ago.
yeah, so he's not going to the Hall of Fame. But I tell you what, he was fantastic in that wrestling show. Heels. You guys ever see that?
No.
Yeah, nobody gets
Heels?
stars. He was one of the wrestlers. He was really good. What do we get him versus Ocho? Weren't they supposed to fight?
Yeah, but
That'd be crazy.
You already know how Leroy feels about that too.
Brittney, where are your rats?
Okay, so for 10 sacks, I'm going to have to say I'm rats off a ship on 10 sacks. That's a lot for a 48-year-old.
It is a lot of sacks.
But I think he could get one.
Zero.
He could get one, right?
Wait,
I think he could get one.
How many sacks did Chop Robinson get last year?
4? I don't remember.
Yeah. And you say James Harrison can get 10.
Yeah, but that's
So
Chop
sign
Robinson.
him and fire Chop.
They may have to the way
No,
the
you won't.
defense is going.
Dude, are you
4 sacks for Chop Robinson
I
last
don't
year.
do you understand how the human body works when it
What?
gets 48, 50 years old?
He looks incredible.
I don't care how he looks. I do crunches too. And look at me. I
So
got my ass kicked by a folding chair.
Okay, but
Yes,
48-year-old
muscles, Tobin.
48-year-old Leroy.
That's
he
when
could
I blew out my hammy tossing a water balloon.
You can give me 10 yards.
What?
You can give me 10 yards.
He
You get
blew
10
out
yards
his
for what?
hammy.
If I gave you,
I blew out my hammy tossing water balloon.
And you think he can give you 10 yards on a football field?
If he revved it up, he could give me 10 yards.
I tried revving it up. Every time I rev it up, it breaks. I'm slow walking from here on out. For the rest of my life, I'm moving slow. I'm like the old guy just hollering at him. Nope, not today. What the hell? What do you like? What? You know what he is? He's the intangible that walk up to a big black dude and say, "Who did you play for?"
That's not true.
Yes,
it's James Harrison.
Yes, because he got muscles.
James
Those
Harrison
muscles don't mean nothing.
But James Harrison's got a level of
He's so
meanness to
hypnotized
it.
when he sees
It's not just like I don't think Cam Wake could get 10 sacks today because he doesn't have like that. I feel like Cam Wakes is off making like protein smoothies somewhere. He's enjoying retired life. I think if you told James Harrison, "Hey, I need you, big fella, for 4 games," he's getting you 1 sack.
No, you're like, at least I got you down to more realistic. Yeah, like I'm telling you, 0 sacks.
0 sacks is crazy.
Hey, 48 years old. I don't care how muscular you are. You're getting folded up like a folding chair. I'm telling you. Dude, they're running guys out of the league at 35, 36. You
Not
say
James
you want to
Harrison.
add 12 years to that?
He's so scary.
I don't name who's the oldest? Hold on. The oldest person to ever play a professional sport was George Blanda.
I was gonna go Charlie Huff, 93 Marlins.
Was 46, I think. He was a kicker. 46.
Okay.
You add 2 more years to that with the way the athletes look today. Oh my goodness.
George Foreman won the heavyweight title at what, 48?
Just one guy.
The
Just one
oldest
guy.
person to ever record a sack in the NFL was Clay Matthews at 40 years old.
There.
The original Clay Matthews or
Yes.
junior?
Junior.
See, junior
Mm-hmm.
or senior?
No,
'Cause he
Clay
played till
Matthews
he was
Jr.
42. Okay. 40. 40.
Yeah. Foreman
40.
was
You're going to add 8 years to that.
Hmm.
What? Why do I do this? What about a half a sack? He wouldn't last for a half a sack.
If feel like that's a position where they bring in old guys to go get sacks.
The oldest guy to get a sack was 40.
So you said
have 8
professional
years
sport.
to
Now
live.
you're saying to get a sack.
Right.
I'll walk back
But
10
Gordie
sacks.
Howe was 52. Did he play? No. I know he suited up. He was old as hell.
Don't ask me hockey questions. Take a break. We're back after this. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Get to our weather update here on the show, which is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the next storm. Get your free roof and window estimate. Call 954-968-8155. You okay?
No, I do a show with a knucklehead.
Why? What did I do?
Like, just
92 degrees right now in Miami. Partly sunny. Heat advisory. Rain later on today. Head on the swivel, everybody. It's that time of year.
I'm not saying it. I already got ridiculed and mocked and called the mush.
Well, facts are facts.
I'm not a mush. Like, that's like me saying, oh, I hope it doesn't rain this evening. And you're like, oh, why'd you say it? Now you're a mush. It rains every evening. And
it's not what you did. It's not what you did. You know what you did.
I said, we haven't had, we're only on C.
I know. We were on B until you opened your mouth.
All right.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVW.com.
Thanks, Dade South. Meteorology mush.
Yep.
I mean, you did do that, so.
What we told you, we warned you.
The second we leave the studio, oh, hey, by the way, a hurricane. Thank you so much.
I mean, it's just coming off the coast of Africa. That thing could go anywhere.
It could go anywhere.
Right.
But the storm in the system is Cristobal. That's a tough storm. Tough
storm.
But now there's another one that has yeah, I think it's Dolly.
Is it Darian?
Dolly, I believe.
Dolly?
Oh, are we all
I got it. Oh my.
Why? What is wrong?
Because one's named Cristobal, so the next one's going to be Darian, like the quarterback.
Oh my God!
See, you see, this is why. Like,
I deserve a point for that.
No, -1. You see what I mean? Like, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. And he tries to like sneak it in, and then kind of turn his head. Like,
I was being serious.
Maybe it got by, right?
I assumed you didn't know who the next storm was. I apologize. And I also thought they always have they gone flipping on the gender, because I always thought it was boy storms one year, girl storms the next year.
No, it's flipped. It's every other storm is a girl or a boy, I believe.
I don't feel like it used to be like that. I thought one year it used to be boy.
What was A? What was A then?
That would have been I don't know.
I don't know. Wasn't it?
Archie. Archman.
Are you guys just going with football players?
No, but I'm just saying, what, like, if she's right, it would have been a boy name.
I have no idea.
We also are missing B.
Yeah, but it only matters what A or B is. If they're going opposites, then B would be a girl name. But if Cristobal is a boy name, A would have to be a boy name if they alternate.
So far, the name storms, we started off with Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal.
Okay, what's
and then Dolly, right?
And
Dolly. And I actually have the future names.
Yeah, they name the storms before they, like, in the summer, like they do release party for.
He's gonna go ahead and make up the rest of the names right now.
He is. I know it. You can't.
I wasn't going to. I was going to read them all. You know, I'm not going to.
You're going to make up.
I'm not going to do it now.
Why can you not be trusted?
I have the whole
Send us the link.
Why?
No, read them. I want to know what they are. Read them.
Wait, you think we do this to you? You do this to yourself.
I swear.
Okay, go.
You got Edward. Well, it's spelled weird. Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Hurricane Nana.
Hurricane Nana?
Hurricane Nana's crazy.
That thing is going to wear down before it gets off the coast.
Hurricane Omar, Hurricane Paulette, Hurricane Renee, Hurricane Sally, Hurricane Teddy, Vicky, and then Wilfred to end it.
Oh.
The old love these names.
They're very
It's not a Hurricane Vic Fangio. I guess there's Vicky. They should just change it to
Do you want to be a part of the hurricane naming process?
Vic Fangio.
It just feels like these are very old names.
I mean, with all the years of storms, and then if one is more than a category 4 or becomes a major storm, they don't use that name anymore.
Oh, it gets retired?
Yep.
Yeah, if it's of a certain magnitude, then they retire.
If it becomes a major, I think anything over a 3 that hits land
goes in the rafters.
Yep, pretty much.
Interesting. Do you think they have debates at the meteorologist conventions being like?
No, I think it's hard enough just to come up with names, to be honest with you. Somebody spits out a name and they go with it.
The Marlins, they're back at it tonight. They won yesterday 2-0 over the Pirates.
Good game.
Yuri Perez.
Yuri.
What?
I said Yuri. Good game.
Yeah, good game. He had 7 shutout innings. Pete Fairbanks gets his 18th save. Esteury Ruiz, he had a solo shot. Then Paul Skene's gotten his feelings and then hit him. Then he stole a base and then he scored on an infield hit. So, and a throwing error. So Paul Skene's, he doesn't have it anymore. He may be cooked.
They're named all the way up until 2031.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Kind of takes the fun out of it.
Nick T said no more Hurricane Bain.
I don't want to talk about it. I just saw Todd Bowles is like, he's not playing in the preseason game. I'm like, oh, he doesn't need it, huh? Tough. Conor McGregor, he ended his sobriety in support of Brad Pitt ending his sobriety. Something tells me you didn't need Brad Pitt, dude. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Wait. He's saying before or just now?
He tweeted, I have decided to have a few pints of the world's creamiest stout, Forged Stout, that's his beer, in support of my fellow actor, Brad Pitt. Take it easy, Brad. 4.2 alcohol percent by volume, sociable and friendly, delicious beverage. Enjoy safely. Brad Pitt famously came out this week and said that he has given up his sobriety. He started drinking again.
Oh, so Conor
has also ended his sobriety.
Now, is that just with beer?
I don't know.
Because when people say I don't drink, I don't smoke, but they do cocaine, that's really not.
Yeah. There's California sober and then there's Miami sober. California sober, you can only have the weed here on those big grains.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, when do you have in your life, in any of our lives, where we hear the words Brad Pitt and Conor McGregor in the same sentence?
It wasn't with that.
He made it happen, so
I know.
That definitely wasn't the way I thought we would hear it. But here we are. Miami Heat, they announced today some more games. We have their play-in group, their in-season group. They will host the Pacers October 30th. They will host the Cavaliers on November 13th. Those are both 8 o'clock starts. And then they will go to Philadelphia on November 25th, the day before Thanksgiving. And then they will go to New York on Black Friday, 7 p.m. on Amazon Prime. So some more national TV games. The Sixers game is at 5 o'clock on ESPN, and then the New York game is 7 o'clock on Amazon Prime. Tough group that the Miami Heat are going to mess up here in the in-season tournament. They're taking the tournament this year, even though I think it's stupid. But this is more about sending a message to everybody.
Well, here, what we have noticed in the last few years is that tournament is a big indication of who is going to compete for a championship. Doesn't mean they win it, but the teams that usually end up in that championship or the teams that end up competing for the championship at the end of the year. So while you say it's not a big deal, right? It does seem like it does play a role in where you think you are or where you need to be. And I wouldn't be surprised if, a lot of moves may be made because you know how far or how close you are.
They moved the championship this year? It's not in Vegas? That's lame.
Where is it? New York?
Indianapolis.
Oh
my God. Why does Indianapolis get everything?
They don't got much.
Sucks,
you
dude.
know.
It sucks.
No,
I don't think they have
you
much.
know what they have? The Indianapolis 500.
I
That's
understand, but I'm saying like they don't have much. Like they deserve some fun events.
They already
They
have
had farming.
combine.
They got the combine.
Yeah, but that's like not for fans.
Listen, you know when you lose basketball, when your football team wins a national championship before your so-called basketball team, because that's what you're known for.
Tell you one thing that you want to be known for, and that's the best dry cleaning in all of South Florida, dude. All right, you don't want to be the second best dry cleaning in all of South Florida. You want to be the best dry cleaning in South Florida. I went there yesterday, dropped off some clothes.
Did
saw
you?
Mama Ara yesterday. Yeah, dude, I had to get a suit worked on. I had this one jacket. The shoulders are a little puffy. I needed Mama Ara to fix that out. So she's we're working on that. She's already gonna have that ready for me.
Take
And,
the pads out, dude.
It doesn't have pads. I bought it in fairness, I bought it on a clearance rack. I got it really on the cheap
Oh my
skis.
goodness. Oh,
What I did, but
so
but
now
you wanna know
you're buying your suits like you want your players on
yeah,
the
I
cheap
bought a
seats.
minimum, but because I have basically the heat coaching staff of tailors in Mama Ara because she could fix the suit for me.
All right.
So then I'm coming out way ahead. Schmeathan says, "Can she alter your puffiness just in general?" Such a bastard, Schmeathan. Anyway, let me tell you something. If I did have more puffiness, which sometimes I do, I could take it to A&T Dry Cleaners. It's going to be fitting right. That's how it's going to be fitting, just like your school uniforms will. Whatever you need done, A&T Dry Cleaners is going to take care of it for you, Leroy.
Yep, they service all of South Florida. Dade, Broward, and Southern Palm Beach County. They can pick up and drop off your orders. Listen, they got vans outside of his place ready to go. They go on a daily basis picking up clothes all over South Florida. He's a fan of the show. He has a special deal for our listeners. Look, just mention Tobin and Leroy. 25% off your order. Again, want to talk a little shop? He loves it. That's what I do when I go over there. 25% off your order. It adds up. You can text or call Ira at any time. 954-610-9383. And once you use A&T Dry Cleaners, you'll never launder your own clothes again.
WQAM.
Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. The Miami Dolphins had joint practice day against the Washington Commanders. Jeff Hadley this morning, he was asked about the playing status of Malik Willis. This is what he had to say on if he's going to play on Friday.
The moment, are you planning to get Malik Willis some action in the preseason game?
I am, yeah. But like you said, things can change.
All right. So
here's the deal. Here's what they're weighing right now. They've told you, and I've kind of alluded to this, they're treating him like a rookie also, in that he does need some reps to get acclimated to doing the things necessary to manage a game. So you can't, after not doing it on a consistent basis, just all of a sudden think a guy's going to just be ready for it in the regular season. So there's some of that he needs to do. They need to hear his voice. He needs to get things like you need that organizational portion of it, right? However, if they ain't protecting him and it doesn't look good, then you might be a little more cautious. Because the last thing you want is to put him in harm's way before the season even starts.
Oof.
And so that's why it could change from, I don't think it'll happen. I think he'll, get a series here, get, a little bit more. And then I personally think that with the extra week off, they should be going halftime and then one series in the second half, the third preseason game. Because if you don't, that means you're going to have 2 weeks without football and you barely play football in camp now? Like, that's crazy.
David Furones, he tweets out, the Commanders definitely won the day on both sides of the ball against the Dolphins. Jaden Daniels mostly had his way with the Miami D, but strong finish in a late scenario. Michael Taft had a pass breakup in the end zone. Offense struggled to move for the most part, and Malik Willis was forced to use his legs a lot. Also should mention at Dolphins camp, the big injury piece of news, Zach Sealer, he didn't participate. Coach Havley referred to him as week to week, and first round pick Chris Johnson was sidelined with an undisclosed injury. Well, I assume it's an injury. He just didn't practice, but they don't get updates on that until the coach talks again. Austin Jackson spoke to the media today, and Furones tweets out, Austin Jackson said the practices he missed earlier in camp were related to his foot/toe surgery, but he's 100% now.
Yeah.
Please be 100%. Please.
I mean, let's
He need a pedicure, a foot rub? What does he need? Well, I'm ready to go.
It's all, look, I'm not trying to make light of any of this, but we have now treated camp and guys sitting out for camp and guys not practicing every stinking minute of camp, and have made it mean something more than it actually probably does. You want answers. Oh, so-and-so, he only did individuals today. Why is that? Old. That's what you say, old. Right? Like,
well, he's not old.
I know, but I'm just trying. Fragile. I'm trying not to get too caught up in all of it, simply because I truly understand that sometimes they just give you a day off. Sometimes when you're returning from an injury, they don't want you to do a bunch of days in a row. Right?
The Hurricanes, meanwhile, they'll continue practicing, getting ready for their opening season against Stanford. Mario Cristobal, this was him talking about he wants his team to be that he said the pulse of his team is they want to be pushed hard. Dolph.
The sense is that they've handled what we've thrown at them. We've thrown a lot at them, and we have an agreement that they're going to allow us, myself, the coaches, themselves, they're going to allow us to take them to the edge. We're going to take them all the way there. It's the only way to get a breakthrough. I want to emphasize breakthrough as opposed to a breakdown. But you know what? We play in conditions that are really, really hot, really noisy. We're going to have to win the rock fights. We're going to have to win the shootouts. We're going to have to find ways to win games in a lot of different manners.
That's tough.
I tell you what,
Tough.
no lie, rock fights are tough. Because no matter what you do, you inching the ball down the field. Nothing's happening quickly. No big plays.
Shootouts are more fun than rock fights.
Yeah, but it's good to have a team that can win both.
That's true. That's true. He also expects some big things from Cooper Barkate. That's what he had to say about the new flying intangibles.
He's a complete football player. And I don't think I think he's proven over time that he fits in just about any offense, right? He's very, he's versatile from a position standpoint, inside, outside. He's a multi-sport guy, so athletically he can perform anything in the playbook that we have. He's really, really smart. He has no hesitation throwing his body around. I think, we involve our receivers a lot in the run game, in the screen game. And I think, what's kind of neat, those guys have the example of CJ Daniels, a guy that, came from two different spots and had to do it all, right? Had to block, had to sometimes insert in there like a fullback. Not that you want to do it all the time, but sometimes it comes with it. Go up and make contested catches, line guys up the right way. I mean, he's a complete player, and looking forward to big things from him.
Are you excited, Brittney, to do the Spider-Man celebration for Cooper Barkate?
Oh, I'm so excited. Does he do that actually? I've never seen
he
any
does.
film on him. Okay,
yes,
awesome.
he does. He does.
Why do they call him Spidey?
Because he looks like Spider-Man. He looks like Andrew.
Does he?
He looks like an intangible. Like they can't quite decide if
Which
he looks
one?
more.
Are you just making that up?
No, I swear to God, he looks
Andrew
like
Garf.
he
Andrew?
looks like. That's what they say. They say he looks like a mix between Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland.
Because Tom Holland's 5'2".
Yeah. No, he doesn't have the height problem, but it's
Maybe just facial is what he's trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the face.
AKA he's white.
Tangible.
Hey, we
He's just an intangible.
we don't do that. We don't do that with the tangibles. You know who he looks like? We don't.
He looks like all three of them. Like if all three of the Spider-Mans had a baby, that would be him. So I see some Tom Holland in there.
Tell you one thing: if you're nicknamed Spider-Man, you don't drop things. Sticky hands.
Sticky hands.
Can't drop it. So
We only had like one drop last season or something crazy like that.
yeah, he's good. Excited. Glad
They go.
Darren Metz to bring in his friends is good.
I remember they said that about me one year. They go, "You only had one drop." Say, "Can you remember it?" Say, "Yeah, I broke 3 ribs."
Ooh. Ruined your perfecto.
You don't even think about stuff like that. I thought of it this way. I didn't have passing plays designed for me, and I knew I was the last option, so I was going to make sure I got in the eyesight of the quarterback, so I was always available, right? So I did most of my damage that way until I met one Vinny Testaverde.
Ah,
Sometimes,
that's why you did it.
Sometimes I didn't really care if he saw me or not.
That's why you didn't recognize him at the Super Bowl. You still remember?
No, I didn't recognize it because, dude, that's a lot of gray hair.
It was a lot of gray hair.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like he has Andrew Garfield's hair, but he definitely has Tom Holland's face.
He has Tom Holland's face, yeah. For sure. Without a question.
His friends were onto something when
They
gave
were
that
onto
nickname.
something. They were.
Hey, Spidey. Good
Hey,
movie.
you can't be Spidey and drop balls though, right?
No, you can't. You can't. You can't be Stone Hands and be Spider-Man.
Spider Coop is what they call him.
Spider Coop.
Spider Coop.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
I tell you what, this new Tom Holland Spider-Man, I watched all of them because I watched.
You
Brand
went
New
back
Day.
and watched all of them?
Yeah,
Do
my
you
son
like
and I
him the
watched them
best?
all.
Did
I
you
do like
find-
him the best.
Okay,
But I gotta tell you,
let's calm down a little bit.
a lot of weapons. They give him a lot of different ways. Like his
Well,
Spider.
because as soon as he got messed up with what's his name, he got all the high tech.
Yeah, Iron Man. He basically
Iron
made him
Man, right?
made him like the LA Dodgers of superheroes. Like he has all the weapons.
His
The
movies are
button
great.
suit, push the button suit pops on like his suit.
Right.
Yeah.
His movies are great, but Tobey Maguire is still the best Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3 was really bad.
We don't talk about Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3 was really bad. Spider-Man 1 and 2 were incredible.
I have to go rewatch them. I don't remember many of them.
And further,
but I know that like out of all like those superheroes, like I really do enjoy Spider-Man.
Best. I also think that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man got a lot of unnecessary hate. When you go back and watch them, they're really not that bad.
He's just a jerk. That's why.
But he has one of the saddest endings.
I think of all the like I've seen at least one with each of them.
Yep.
The what's his name? Garfunkel?
Yeah, Garfunkel. That's him.
No, what is it? No.
He also runs the Dolphins.
No, is it Gar?
Not anymore.
Just F1. He used to run the Dolphins, but only F1 now.
I would say his Spider men were the worst.
Yeah, and he was a jerk.
Well, that's I can separate the jerk part
but
from.
Where are you getting the like?
Yeah,
I don't,
what makes him a jerk? I've never heard of it.
I don't know. I'm just watching the movie.
But how do you know this?
We booked him for an interview one time when I was producing mornings with Zaslow, Amberg, and Romberg.
Oh, and he didn't want to talk about Spider-Man.
And we asked 2 Spider-Man questions, and he got his bee in a bonnet. We won't talk about Spider-Man, and he got like really mean to Amber, and I was just like, "You're a jerk, dude."
Why did he go on the interview for? What was it for?
Hey, why do all the Spider-Men have an accent? What's up with that?
I don't know.
Not all of them. Tobin
Not Maguire doesn't.
He wanted to promote his stupid Civil War movie, which nobody cares about. We only care about Spider-Man.
Well, put it this way. Here's what I hate about this whole situation. The only reason why people are taking the interview is because you're Spider-Man.
Bingo.
Then you can't just come on to their show and say, I'm not doing any Spider-Man questions because nobody gives a rat's ass of that new movie we're doing.
If he's promoting a movie, okay, talk mostly about the movie. Now you can throw in 1 or 2 questions about Spider-Man.
That's the only reason why he's on there.
Your identity. So
he's already on. That's the only reason why he's on there. So it's gonna start with Spider-Man questions and then say, hey, you're into something new now. Tell us a little bit about.
We know how to do interview. Yeah, here's what the thing with celebrities. We know how to do the interviews. We know how to plug it in. Answer the questions we want to ask. Okay, we'll answer them, and then we'll get to your plugs.
Have you ever tried to make one of the stars your cousin?
What?
Wait, what?
That's what Marcos did.
That's what Marcos did.
Oh,
we
yeah,
spent the first 15 minutes him trying to prove to Marlon Wayans that he was his cousin.
Embarrassing. I don't.
Right. I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know how he doesn't have a restraining order.
You remember your cousin, sister, nephew, niece? Yeah, he married my uncle's brother's cousin. We practically family.
Sometimes he overbits.
No, and then the thing is like he overbits.
I wonder where he gets it from.
Hey, before the season even kicks off, everyone's making prediction. Who wins the division? Who makes the playoffs? Who's lifted the trophy at season's end? On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade all those predictions in a live market. Now, everyone thinks that Miami can have a rough year. It was maybe a tough joint practice. Hard to say. All right, but maybe they surprise and make the playoffs. Sometimes that happens. All right, we see teams with big turnarounds. They're currently trading at 8% to make the postseason. So a $100 trade pays off at almost $1,200. You could also go by win total. So if you think Miami is going to have a nice season, just win 6 or more. 6 or more right now, trading at 32%. So a $100 trade gets you a $300 payout. On Kalshi, you're trading against your peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. You download the Kalshi app. Use my code Tobin to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions to eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory. Christos Tsaltas, great reporter from Atletico. He talks a little Giannis and Heat with us next.